Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Axis of Combat podcast, episode 19. I am one half of your host, Hugo the Boss. Hugo got next, joined by my co-host.
Your boy Ray Boogie, Big Boogie, the Boogie Kahuna, BK from the BX. What's going on, brother?
Going good, brother. And before we get into any of this, you already know the routine, guys. Follow, like, subscribe to our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok.
Everybody watching on YouTube right now, hit that notification button to stay up to date. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe.
And for all of our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, you already know. But before we get into this UFC card, we're going to recap some bets from last weekend from UFC Jacksonville. Let's start with my brother because he had a monster weekend. My brother, he had Jamal Emmers. Let's start with his bad and let's get to his good. So he had Jamal Emmers money line. Complete robbery. Emmers won that fight. I didn't even have a bet in the fight. He won that fight. And he put a unit parlay on Ricci and Rebus, which got clapped by Rebus because Macy Barber, for the dog swing.
Ran her up, boy.
But he put 2 units on Allen money line, 1 unit on Allen sub, and 3.5 units on Emmett Topuria to start round 2. I should have put more as well. I put 2 units on that bet as well. I had a unit on Allen money line, a unit on Magny, and a unit on Ricci money line, all of them. And then I got blown up on both my parlays, but it was only for a unit and a half. Brundage Dumas, fight does not go the distance. Peak Mariscal, fight does not go the distance. Onama Santos, fight does not go the distance. That's one parlay. The other parlay was Topuria, moneyline, and Peak Mariscal under a round and a half. And those were blown up. And honestly, everyone got blown up because those fights were not supposed to go the distance, but they winded up going, except for the Onama one, which is a good call, on us because no one was on that. Everyone's a little touchy with that, but regardless, overall, we had a great weekend. I'm up a unit and a half, essentially, and my older brother's up 2.7 units.
Payday, you want payday?
Yes, indeed.
Return of the King, baby.
Return of the King, baby.
I'm back.
It was the Fellowship, the 2 Towers, the Return.
The return, baby. Return of the Jedi.
But yeah, let's get into this UFC card. It's in the Apex. It's in Vegas. What's the number for this? Because the numerics for this always get me crazy.
This is officially UFC Vegas 76.
Yeah, so 12 bouts. So we should be able to run through this card relatively quick today, guys. And let's start it up, my brother. What we got for the first fight?
All right, first fight we have in the heavyweight division. Banger. We got Alexandr Romanov going against Blagoy Ivanov. King Kong, Alexandr Romanov, 16-2, lost his last 2, 3-2 out of his last 5. Hailing from Moldova, training out of Moldova, 32 years old, going against Blagoy Ivanov, 19-5, lost his last fight, 2-3 out of his last 5, hailing from Bulgaria. Fighting out of Bulgaria, 36 years old. This fight all comes down to how my man Romanov looks on the scales. I'm just going to keep it 100. If he comes up looking like the way he did against Volkov, I think this is an easy even offside. But if he comes in looking like his previous fight against Tybura, where he was like a slim 236, I think Romanov is definitely the side. That's as easy as the breakdown is. I want to be on the Romanov side, but if he come in at the heavyweight limit, that's a no bet for me. In terms of over-unders, I think whether he makes weight or not, I think the over 1.5 probably hits. Sneaky, but that's just the way I feel personally. What about you, my brother?
I'm on board with you there on everything you said. I think this fight is definitely bettable on the overs because I don't see anyone getting finished, especially under a round and a half. If you want to parlay it, if it's not juiced, that's as far as I go. But as far as everything else, I think you hit it right on the head. I don't want to beat on this fight. This fight is borderline 1-800 gamblers. just because of the narratives going into this fight. And obviously with Romanov, not looking good his last fight, and Ivanov not really, he doesn't wow you with anything. This is only a fascinating fight because of how Romanov has looked his last couple of performances. So, yeah, I think the overs are bettable here, parlayable as well. But we'll see. We'll make that determination once we see him on the scale. And that's
pretty much
that.
Because if he looks slim, I think he could pack him up. I mean, he'd be one of the few people to pack Ivanov up. I mean, Ivanov is a durable guy, man.
He's never been finished.
Nope,
by anyone. He's been in it, but nope, by anybody.
Not even the guy who stabbed him.
Nope, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Stabbed in the heart.
Nope, never been finished.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Dude, you can't finish this man, bro.
Big boys. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. This fight is not worth the time on this podcast.
All right, next fight we got in the women's flyweight division. We have a debuting Ivana Petrović going against Luana Carolina. Petrović 6-0, perfect 6-0. Fighting out of Croatia, training out of Norway, 29 years old, debuting, fighting against, I guess, the vet. Luana Carolina, Dread, that's her nickname. 8-4, lost her last 2. 2-3 out of her last 5. Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 30 years old. I had a hard time kind of capping this fight because there's not too much footage on Petrović, and the footage I could find on Petrović wasn't really that, what do you call it? Like,
good.
Mind-blowing. It didn't blow my socks off, you know what I'm saying? It didn't toot my horn. From what I can gather, serviceable stand-up. She kind of wants this fight on the ground. Luana, I think she's got solid takedown D. I think she probably the better striker of the two. I think it's going to be pretty interesting because Petrović is taller than her by 2 inches and also has a 1-inch reach advantage. So Carolina's going to be the smaller girl. I'm still going to lean Carolina here. She's got the hands. I think she's got the takedown defense. And I think I can see a Carolina decision, to be honest. What about you?
100%. I think we have live dog here. She's plus 185. I feel like this is definitely a dog or pass fight. Petrović doesn't really wow me with anything. That's just, it's just that simple. Her ground and pound is not that great. Her stand up, in my opinion, is kind of ass. Nothing about her impresses me. I haven't felt impressed by any of the footage I watch from her. So it's yeah.
I'm not impressed by your performance.
It's that simple, So she doesn't belong in the UFC, in my opinion. So, and I think Luana Carolina is borderline there too, but I think she's better than her. I do. I think this is a dog or pass fight. I might be entertaining a dog pick here, but who knows? I definitely like the rounds here too. Another fight where I like rounds. So, yeah, we can move on from this one. Another fight that's borderline 1-800-GAMBLERS. Borderline, but there's value in picking Luana. 100%.
All right, next fight we have here, third fight on the prelim card in the lightweight division for the men. We have Guram Kutateladze, the Georgian Viking, going against Elves Brener. The Georgian Viking, 12-3, lost his last fight, but he is 4-1 out of his last 5. Hailing from Georgia, not Atlanta, Georgia. Fighting out of Sweden, 31 years old, going against Elves Brener, 14-3, 3-fight win streak, 3-2 out of his last 5. Hailing from Brazil, fighting out of Brazil, 25 years old. This is Guram, I think. Pretty easily. Not pretty easily, to be honest. I think this fight probably goes to decision, but I think it's going to be a Guram decision.
Yeah.
These both guys are very durable. Both guys never been finished. Elves Brener, kind of a last-minute step-in. Not really. I mean, Guram's original opponent was Malarkey. That was supposed to happen like a couple of cards back. Guram had visa issues, couldn't get into the country. He's in the country. Elves,
Crazy enough to take this fight.
yeah, he had his original opponent fell out from another card, and they were like, you know what? They just put him together. I think, listen, he's Georgian, so he's already +5 durability, +5 stamina, +5 strength.
You seen Topuria last weekend,
I mean,
and he looked like he had a bad leg in that fight.
these dudes, you can't fuck with these Georgians, man. That's what I'm saying. They're wild.
They built different.
They built different.
Yeah.
So, but obviously, Guram. Don't know if I could even bet him because he's probably minus 500 maybe. Yeah.
He's minus 675 right now. He's not even really parlayable.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's crazy. I want to have value in this fight, but I'm not sure you can bet it. And I'm not sure you can even parlay it because it's a minus 675 money line. If Guram was more active, I would pick him to finish. The thing is, he's not active.
No, I think for me, what's sneaky is probably the overs. And I do think this fight does go to decision.
Yeah.
So
Brener is good. It's just I think there's levels.
Yeah.
This guy beat Gamron in his debut, and he arguably beat Damir Ismagulov, who's on this card, who I think very highly of, man. I think he's a beast. So I can't assure you. I disagree with you that I can't assure you that it's going to go to decision.
I'm not assuring. This is my gut feeling.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. I don't know how to bet this fight, but if I need a fourth leg somewhere to just get my minus 200 to like under,
or
my minus 150 into plus money, I'll put Guram on the parlay. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. But yeah, Guram is a beast, man. Like that's all you guys need to know. He's really good. Yeah, you hit everything pretty much on the head. So I could talk about his striking technique. I'm not gonna say nothing about his technique. You guys just need to tune in and watch him fight because I think he's that special. I think he's that good. He's really good. So fun fighter. All his fights are fun. None of them are boring. So, but yeah, we can move on.
All right, next fight we have here in the women's featherweight division, the division that doesn't die. We have Yana Santos going against Karol Rosa. I mean, this fight was originally supposed to be at 135. Yana Santos' original opponent, don't know who it is, fell out. Karol Rosa was like, I'm here, but I'm not going to make that weight. Santos was like, I'll comply. So now it's at 145. So we got Yana Santos here. She is 14-7. Lost her last 2. She is 2-3 out of her last 5. Fighting out of Russia, hailing from Russia, 33 years old. Going against Karol Rosa, 16-5. Lost her last fight, but she is 3-2 out of her last 5. Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 28 years old. My brain and my gut and everything is telling me that Karol Rosa is gonna win this fight. Something about Yana Santos though is a little sneaky. I feel like this fight is probably not going to go the way I think it's going to go. But, I mean, Karol Rosa should have her in the striking, should have her in the grappling.
Yep.
I'm worried about maybe Santos pushing her up against the cage and just trying to grind her out. She had that, something similar to like Karol's last fight against Dumont. But I'm going to lean Karol here. I think she's the favorite, right?
She is minus 175.
Yeah. Oh, another thing that worries me is the fact that she is stepping in last minute.
Yep.
But who knows? She might be on her Jessica Andrade shit, She's just feeling some type of way, So
I kind of like the overs in this fight too because Yana, she's very hard to stop.
yeah,
She is. The only ones who have stopped her are big punchers.
they're both tough girls.
Yeah, Karol Rosa is not a big puncher. She's a volume puncher.
Yeah.
So, Yana just knows how to survive in those exchanges. I like the overs in this fight too. And my lean is definitely Karol for all the reasons you listed. I think she's just better everywhere. And she's a big girl. And Yana, ever since she's come back from having her child, I feel like she hasn't been the same fighter for a lot of reasons. And, who knows? I'm not going to assume, but I can only give you what it is based on what I'm watching. And, I thought she was going to give Holly Holm some trouble. The Holly Holm before pregnancy the Holly Holm against Yana and Yana before pregnancy would have been a much better fight in my opinion. She got dog walked by Holly, man. Dog walked.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Like, this is a prove-it spot for her, for me. She's not getting any of my money any further, and I'm going to always bet against her until she shows me otherwise, respectfully, So, but, yeah, we could... That's about all. This fight is scary to bet on, though, because Karol Rosa is a habitual line stepper, so...
Yeah, and the problem is she's a slow starter, too. Is like...
Correct. She's a very slow starter.
I can see a sneaky split decision here, maybe.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's about all for me.
All right, next fight we have here, and this is in the 145 featherweight division for the men. We have Joanderson Brito versus Westin Wilson. Joanderson Brito, 14-3-1, won his last 2, 4-1 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 28 years old, going against the debuting Westin Wilson, 16-7, 3-fight win streak, 4-1 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Simpsonville, South Carolina, 34 years old. I have an extremely hot take here. I remember one from last week when I called Topuria to win. The hot take I got here. I think Joanderson Brito wins this fight.
He's minus 1250.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Damn. Last I checked, he was minus 1,000 even. That is crazy.
Well, you pick him to finish.
Yeah.
He's gonna knock this dude out.
I think it's gonna be first round knockout.
Yeah. Well,
they would have been packing him up.
This is like, if we're gonna make a new segment on this show called "Packing Him Up," and it's gonna be hosted by my man Tank Davis right there. And yeah, this is.
They would have been packing him up.
I'm gonna say it again. He's knocking this dude out. This guy, Westin Wilson. I haven't watched much footage on him, but the footage I have seen, it's been abysmal. It's not good. Like, he's been beat up by, like, he has no business being in the UFC.
And he's 34 years old.
He's stepping in last minute.
Very last minute. This Joanderson Brito's original opponent was Ashkabov.
Yeah.
That would have been a way better
That's
fight.
a way better fight.
But,
Brito's just got the mitts, man.
the UFC couldn't find anybody to fight Brito. They needed a warm body.
Yeah, and you know what? Brito has a competent ground game too.
Yeah.
Like the way he took that dude who's, I forgot his name. He's not in the UFC anymore, but he's let me double check his name. The way he took his back in that fight, if I remember correctly, was like pretty filthy. Lucas Alexandr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was legit high level black belt shit. Like the way he took his back and then he backpacked him and choked him while he was standing up. Filthy.
I mean, I'm not saying there's not a chance for Westin.
There's always a chance, right?
Always a puncher's chance. I mean, if he somehow just gets on Brito's back, maybe.
Yeah.
Because he's got a decent sub game, but nah, I think Brito, knockout, round 1.
Round 1.
That's the way I'm feeling.
I agree.
Yeah. Next fight we have here, the main event for the prelims. I think this is the main event for the prelims, right? Yes, it is. And we have the returning Motown phenom, Kevin Lee, going against the gladiator, Rinat Fakhretdinov. Kevin Lee, 19-7, won his last fight, but he is currently 2-3 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, 30 years old, going against the gladiator, Rinat Fakhretdinov. 21-2. Won his last 5 out of, he's 5 out of his last 5. Hailing out of Russia, fighting out of Russia, 31 years old. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like if Kevin Lee is anything remotely what he used to be, I like him as a dog here.
Plus 175 is disrespectful to him.
Just a little bit. I mean, he really didn't go out the UFC on the greatest of terms, and then his last fight
against Diego Sanchez went to decision.
He went to decision, but I mean, he also, not to give him a way out or whatever, but he was fighting with 2 busted ACLs.
Yeah.
Which he recently just got repaired.
Another question.
I know there's a lot of question marks between.
This fight might be unbettable.
It could be.
This fight's unbettable in my opinion. and for a lot of reasons.
I think Fakhretdinov is the rifle favorite. I mean, he's been more active. He doesn't have the resume. I mean, he only beat up, Brian Battle and Michaelias. Michaelias? I can't remember. There's a Greek guy that he beat up. I don't think he's in the UFC anymore either, but this is probably dog or pass, but it's also probably just not. This is something you just want to see. You just want to see how Kevin Lee is, because if he's anything like he's anything, I think he's a worthy dog. But
Rinat in terms of talent, I don't think is minus 205. He's just a more consistent fighter, and you know what he's gonna do more or less.
Oh yeah,
that's why he's a minus 205. Kevin, what was that stat you brought up to me? He's never lost the first round.
Never lost the first round.
Crazy. Don't get me wrong, that's an impressive stat, but he doesn't finish his fights, and he winds up either getting finished and gassing later in the fight. Now he has 2 busted ACLs, and I'm gonna be quite frank with you guys. It's unfortunate because I think he's an uber talented fighter. Yes. I do. He's a big guy for 55. This fight's at 70, which is another thing I don't like. The problem is with Kevin, and this is unfortunate, he has not been the same since the passing of his coach Robert Fallas, and you can clearly see ever since that happened, he went from title contender to out of the UFC and now back in the UFC. He's lived a whole life cycle when he's only 30 years old of a UFC fighter, and that's alarming to me, man. He has to show it to me. And even if he shows it to me, he's probably gonna have to show it to me a couple of consecutive times for him to get my money. I don't want to,
I might give him my money. Maybe. I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, for me.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
Not today.
That's me. Sign me up.
He's not stupid, bro. That was directed towards anybody that's trying to, you're not convincing me to bet Kevin. Yeah. I understand people want to bet Kevin, but if you're going to sit there and trying to convince me to bet Kevin.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
Nah, you playing, man. I've learned my lesson because I've made bets on him before and he's let me down. And don't get me wrong, if you look at his body list, he's beaten competent guys. He's lost to competent guys, all killers, right? Tony Ferguson at the top of his game, Charles Oliveira when he was blossoming into the world champion and going into his run. There's a lot of guys he's fought, but yeah, he's not getting my money. I just don't trust him. I don't trust him, man. I'd rather give it to another dog. I'd rather give my money to Luana Carolina because I think she has the skills to win that fight. I'd rather give my money to Melissa Gatto, who we're going to talk about later in this thing. Oh, no, Melissa's a favorite. Okay, never mind. Who else is a dog that I think is probable here? Probably Ivanov. Ivanov, too, because I know what they're going to do. You understand what I'm saying? I know what they're going to do. Kevin Lee, what version do we get? So with that, this fight might be a strong pass for me. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Can't even bet the rounds because he gasses. So yeah.
I think it goes over. If gut feeling, I think this fight goes to decision.
Yeah, I don't know. Kevin's the problem. If Kevin shows up in the way he looked at one point where he was in championship form, where he knocked out Gregor Gillespie, he wins this fight, I think, relatively easily. But he's probably going to get taken down by this guy, which is crazy. We're good, man.
I think Rinat's the side.
Rinat's definitely the side.
But I think if you're going to bet it.
Yeah, if you're going to bet a money line, it's Kevin Lee.
For me personally, I think it's dog or pass.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For me, it's unbettable.
Yeah.
But if you're going to bet it, it's dog or pass. So.
All right, next fight we have, to kick off the main card, we have a debuting Nursulton Ruziboev. I think that's how you say his name. Nailed it. Going one-on-one with Brunno Ferreira. We got, my man's nickname is Black. Black Ruziboev. 34-8-2. Won 5 out of his last 5. Fighting out of, hailing from Uzbekistan. Fighting out of Philly. 29 years old. Going against the Hulk. Brunno Ferreira. 10-0. I think all his wins are finishes. He's got 7 KOs, 3 subs, I think.
Yeah.
Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 30 years old. This fight is pretty interesting because Ruziboev, when you look at his resume,
God, he's got a lot of fights.
He's got a lot of fights, but I mean, like the first half of his resume is a little sus because you can tell, like, he ordered DoorDash, then fought the DoorDash driver, was like, "Come on, ref, bring him in. This is it, my first fight, second fight."
Local garbage man.
The garbage man, the guy picking up the garbage, beat that guy up. The taxi driver on the way to the arena, beat that guy up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of sus, Second half of his resume is a little more solid though. After he decided to come and train in Philly and stuff like that. But he's going against Brunno here, the Hulk Ferreira, who made his debut by KOing RoboCop in the first round.
That's impressive.
And
it is and it isn't, because RoboCop just doesn't have that kind of, like, he doesn't have great striking defense, but the thing is he has a great chin.
Yeah.
Which says a lot.
Flatline.
Haven't seen him since, by the way. He's been resting that chin.
RoboCop's in recovery, bro.
Yeah, he also took a ton of damage, like in the fight before that. So I didn't like him taking this fight against Brunno. But yeah, RoboCop got decapitated by one of those, have you guys seen the RoboCop movies? He's one of those big stubby machines that his name is Dick Jones, right? Yeah, Dick Jones. Dick Jones
the machine? No, not the machine.
He made the machines though. He does, like, he authorized the machines to be made.
He was I think Dick Jones was just the
CEO,
the new lead, the CEO of OCP.
Yeah,
OCP runs the cops.
The OCP machines, the OCP cops. Those big ass stubby machines took out RoboCop. He's built like one of those things too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I mean, basically, this fight I think is going to be way better than people think. I think Ruziboev, if he's got skill,
he's live.
He might be kind of live. He might be if you're going to bet the Ferreira side, I think you just bet him by finish, primarily knockout. I think he's the favorite. I'm assuming, right?
Oh yeah, he is. He's
like
minus 215.
Yeah, that's kind of big.
On a guy in his second fight, didn't really show as much as first fight.
So, but if I don't know how to. I'm gonna lean Ferreira, but I mean, there's a height advantage. There's a height discrepancy too here because Ruziboev is like what?
6'4".
Got 6 inches on this dude. Pause.
And 29 years old too. He's young, man.
Yeah, I think this fight is a little more tricky than the card indicates, right? Than the on paper stuff indicates. I mean, this guy's got a shit ton of experience, even though half of his experience is literally beating up like, Chipotle food makers and shit, like. I
tell you what though, 44 fights, 8 times he's gone to decision.
Yeah.
Violence.
Yeah.
Violence to this fight. It's going to be juiced, I'm assuming. So I would parlay it. I parlay the shit out of it. The unders, I think, are live here. I think that might be the way to bet this fight. Yeah, the fight does not go the distance. It's minus 750. The fight to start round 3 is minus 360. And no.
Yeah.
The fight to start round 2 is minus 150. No. Like, there's a lot of ways you can play this, like, without picking a side. I think this fight might be a rounds bet or a fight to start round whatever bet, and then you parlay it with somewhere else. Someone's getting flatlined in this fight, though. I don't see it going the distance.
It's gonna be pretty interesting to see Brunno's cardio too, because he's not a guy that really leaves the first round. So
yep.
And Ruziboev looks like the type of guy that if he doesn't clap him in the first round, we'll probably extend him out into the second round at least. And
yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks for me personally. I'm gonna lean Ferreira, not confidently, but I think I don't think Ruziboev's probably the worst dog shot.
No.
But, I don't know. Maybe this might be a stay away from me in general. This is 185. Ruziboev, I don't know. I'll probably just wait to the scales and see how they look facing off and,
Correct. I have to watch. I have
more info, too,
I have to watch more footage on Ruziboev, but
he's got a lot of fights.
So he's got a lot of fights. I can't give you a distinct lean, but what I can definitely tell you is I'm betting violence. Like, the parlay is going to include, one of my parlays is going to include this fight is not going the distance. There's no question. So we'll figure it out from there. And then Guram will be my fourth leg. But he's like juiced. Him and my 1250 Joanderson Brito.
There's some big favorites on this card.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
There's some scary.
Looking like a Bellator card.
But at least with Joanderson, you can bet knockout. Like that fight. So I think he kills that guy. Like in video games, but he's gonna murk him. He's gonna pack him up bad. But yeah, in this fight, someone's gonna get murked.
People gonna bleed. It's gonna get cut open, and somebody might die.
No question.
Next fight we have here on the main card, we have a returning Benoit Saint-Denis going one-on-one with a rising star and Ismael Bonfim. We got the God of War, Benoit Saint-Denis, 10-1, 2-fight win streak, 4-1 out of his last 5. Hailing from France, fighting out of France, 27 years old, going against Mareta Ismael Bonfim, 19-3, 5 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 27 years old. I think this fight is going to be another crazy fight. I'm going to lean Ismael.
Oh, he's definitely lean.
I know
minus 305. By the way,
I know he's a big favorite, and I know like plus 200. What's
plus 255?
Plus 255
might be a little disrespectful.
Benoit is kind of disrespectful.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's like, man, Ismael is the goods, boy.
Yeah, he's the one that fought Terrence McKinney, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was the one that was considered the whacker of the two bomb films. And I think he might be the better of the two bomb films.
From a technical standpoint, his feints, the way he feints. I mean, dude, he had Terrence McKinney biting on every. Terrence didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He didn't know what to do. And I felt bad for Terrence because I think Terrence is a fucking beast.
The problem is Terrence tried to fight him smart, right? And
he should just blitz his ass.
I think he was better off just trying to do what he usually does and just blitz him.
Then the thing is, too, he stuffed some of Terrence's wrestling.
Stuffed all of Terrence's wrestling.
Which is crazy because Terrence is very high level.
Yeah.
State wrestler. Like it's, Ishmael's he's the goods, man. I like him here too. I think if he comes in with that same attitude, I think he wins this fight. But Benoit Saint-Denis is dangerous everywhere, man.
And Benoit's a dog, ex-French special forces and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if he had a knife, he'd probably kill this man in the video game. But like
he's good on the floor, good stand up.
Yeah, he's good. Durable dude. I mean, his gas is a little questionable in my opinion, but but I think Bonfim's got him. He's probably the more technical striker. I'd
probably say yeah.
And I don't know. I don't. It's hard for me as big of a dog as Denis is, and I might play him on some DGen shit on the side, but it's hard for me to see Bonfim losing this fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good fight for Bonfim. Test them out, but
I agree.
I'm leaning Bonfim here.
Bonfim for sure. I agree. Yeah, the lean. How he gets it done, I'm not sure. That will keep you. That follow us on social media platforms because we'll be able to keep you posted on what we're gonna do with that. But he's definitely gonna be on some parlays, possibly some parlays. But we're definitely gonna try to figure out a way to bet him on the fight straight up. So.
All right, next fight we have here in the flyweight division for the women. We have the Queen of Violence, Ariana Lipski, going against Melissa Gatto. Ariana Lipski, 15-8, won her last fight, but she is 2-3 out of her last 5. Fighting out of Brazil, hailing from Brazil, 29 years old, going one-on-one with Melissa Gatto. 8-1-2, lost her last fight. She is 3-1-1 out of her last 5. Also fighting out of Brazil, also hailing from Brazil, 27 years old. I think if this fight goes to the ground, I think Gatto's got it in the bag. I do think Lipski is the better striker. I do like Lipski's volume. I don't trust Lipski. I think Melissa Gatto striking has been improving. Don't know if she's going to be able to trade with Lipski, though, even though she is the harder puncher of the two, if you ask me. I think Gatto's the rightful favorite here. It's risky, man. It's risky because Lipski has not really had the best run in the UFC. And her last fight, she beat the crap out of JJ Aldridge.
But JJ's not going to take it to the floor.
The problem is it was JJ Aldridge. So
right. JJ's really good on the feet. The problem is she has no threat for the ground game.
I don't think I would be 100% surprised if Lipski won this fight.
Yeah,
this is one of those things where it's like maybe she's turned it around maybe if you want to take a dog
She did
shot
go with
on
a
her.
new camp. Yeah.
But I still think, I don't know, man. I think if it goes to the ground, I think Gatto's got her.
I think the fight's competitive on the feet still.
I think it's competitive, but not as competitive as you think. Like I said, I think Gatto's the stronger striker of the two, and she has improved her striking.
Right.
But Lipski's volume is crazy.
I agree.
You know?
I just could see Lipski overextending and like she did with JJ, but with more threats there. Melissa gets the body lock. Melissa's a strong girl, gets it to the floor. If this fight hits the floor, Lipski's done. I'm sorry. Like she just has not shown me she's worked on her ground game enough for me to trust her. I'm not gonna bet Melissa Gatto at -215 though. I think maybe her by sub though is live bet.
I agree.
No question.
Maybe her by sub, you take a stab at that.
I just heard a finish, because I think like even if and this is the thing, guys, like there's some people who have a good jiu-jitsu game when they're on top. There's some who have a good one when they're on the bottom. Melissa's good in both places. If Lipski, which I can see Lipski being silly because she does make bad decisions in fights, falling into her guard, Melissa's gonna take her arm home with her. And she was able to stuff some of Tracy Cortez's takedowns and roll Tracy over. Tracy has way more jiu-jitsu awareness than Ariana Lipski. And I say that because of what I've seen, and I say that because of the time from when I've seen it. Like, you cannot develop that kind of a good game like that quickly. Like, Ariana's not going to catch up to Tracy that quickly. It's just not going to happen, So I like Melissa here, and I probably like her to stop the fight. I also this is a fight that's scary with overs. It just is.
Yeah, this fight is probably out of the how many women's fights we have here? This is only 2 out of 2, right? Yeah. No, it's 3 women's fights. This one is probably the most likely one to
get stopped.
Yeah,
Melissa to stop to by knockout just to finish is +120. I think that's way better. That's way more bettable.
But
but
if you're gonna play her, play her to finish.
Play to finish.
Just -200 on her is kind of wild.
Yeah, let me see what it is for her to by decision. Very curious. Melissa Gatto by decision is -125. I don't even like that number. I think to finish. I just think.
I mean, it's the same number. You just got to guess right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean.
Not really. I gotta pull $1.02. Well, they give me $1.02 back for every dollar.
It's a similar number.
It's similar.
Come on.
It's not the same, my brother.
It's the same shit.
They say -110 +110, my boy. 10 cents matter.
I mean, you're not wrong, but
Yeah. Very difficult fight to bet on, in my opinion. But we'll figure it out for you guys. We'll find better places to put your finances.
All right, next fight we have here in the welterweight division, the featured bout. We have Max Griffin going against Michael Morales. Max Payne Griffin, 19-9, won his last fight 4-1 out of his last 5, fighting out of Sacramento, California, 37 years old. Going against Michael Morales, 14-0, 5 out of his last 5, hailing from Ecuador, fighting out of Tijuana, Mexico, 24 years old. This fight, I kind of go back and forth with.
Line is disrespectful.
It is a little disrespectful, but at the same time, is like, I mean, Max is 37 years old. I think he's a good dog shot. I mean, don't get me wrong. But Michael Morales, like
the goods.
That dude, he's nice, man.
He's a beast.
He's nice, and only 24 years old. He's just he's making leaps. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what he's gonna look like.
Big for the weight class too. Very big.
And I think I like Michael Morales here. I think he gets this win. I think it's gonna be this is a good tough test for him. I think Max is going to show him things he's probably never seen before. I got a weird feeling this is gonna be a little bit of a grappling match. A little bit.
Just a little bit. Because Max is competent on the feet, man. His boxing is slick. He has slick boxing. Knows how to move his feet. And the thing is, too, like, I like the over in this fight. The over round and a half. And
think so?
Max is durable, man. I think he's only been finished once. If I'm correct. Actually, he might not have been finished at all in the UFC. That might be the facts, so. And the thing is, the reason why this is a dangerous fight for me to bet on for Mike, his Mike is a -250. I don't trust him enough for a -250 because he's hittable. He's been hit. He's been wobbled.
Yeah.
Max can fight him. This is definitely the best fighter he's fought.
But this is why I think this is where Morales displays his grappling.
Yeah, he might have to.
I think so.
What I will say though is Max can grapple too.
Oh yeah,
Max is good, man. I can see this fight being very, very close, and I think at plus 210, he might be definitely not leaning that way. But there's a possibility this fight can go to split decision.
I agree. I can see this fight going to decision more times than not.
Yeah,
you know, and only because of the durability of Max.
Yeah.
Only thing that worries me is, Max is, again, he's up there in age. He's fighting a young stud. I like Morales here. I don't know how I'm gonna bet it.
Yep.
But
same.
I like the Morales side. I probably won't bet it. Who knows? I don't know how I'm gonna get to a bet on this fight. But
scary fight to parlay.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, for sure.
Very scary fight to parlay. I think the over is a bet for sure, just because of Max's durability, and his experience, as well as Michael. I think he'll get Michael's respect early. But like I said, Michael's chin has been touched. I agree. I think he's gonna wind up shooting in this fight. I really do. And if he shoots, Max will survive. He'll survive. Whether Michael's gonna finish the fight or not late, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. And that's the thing. It's just Max's durability is the question here. But yeah, we'll see how these boys look on the scales, because Max is pretty big for the weight class too. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Mike's the lean. Don't know how I'm gonna bet it. Rounds for sure. I'm probably gonna bet. That's about all.
All right, now the co-main event, we have Damir Ismagulov going one-on-one with Grant Dawson in the lightweight division. Damir Ismagulov, 24-2, lost his last fight, 4-1 out of his last 4. I apologize. Fighting out of Kazakhstan. Actually, no, hailing from Kazakhstan, fighting out of Russia. 32 years old, going against KGD Grant Dawson. 19-1-1, 2-fight win streak, 4-0-1 out of his last 5, fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, 29 years old. Now this fight, I think this fight is really good.
Great fight.
This fight is gonna look crazy. It's gonna go one or two ways, where I think it's gonna be either a Grant Dawson hugfest, just like, straight grapple fest.
Snuggles him.
Snuggle. Just call him the Snuggle Bear.
Pillow. He's the walking pillow. Pillow and blanket.
Or Damir is going to be able to keep it standing and just jab this man to death. Either way, I think this fight goes to decision.
100%.
I think if I had to lean anywhere, if I had to lean finish, I think I lean a little more on the Grant Dawson side. Correct. Because of, the submission. But I think I'm going to lean Grant Dawson here. I might be a little crazy.
He's minus 105, bro. I feel like low key that's really good. And Damir it's a pick 'em.
I mean,
Damir's a minus 115.
Damir can make me look like a dumbass because he's a
beast.
He did get he got taken down relentlessly by Sarukian. Hot take. I think Dawson's grappling might be a little better than Sarukian's. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm wrong.
Sarukian's the better freestyle wrestler.
Yeah.
But his wrestling's better. Dawson's grappling is better.
Yeah.
The thing is, normally I wouldn't pick someone. Like, I'm with you on this.
Yeah.
And sorry to jump in, but
no, go ahead.
I wouldn't normally pick someone that doesn't have great technique with the wrestling. But what I will say is that Grant Dawson's wrestling is relentless.
Yes.
And it's good enough.
Yeah.
And I think he is the bigger guy.
Now, he hasn't fought anybody who can scramble on their back like Ismagulov. Like, that's what kind of worries me a little bit.
And his gas tank.
And, of course, I think he's kind of worked on that a little bit because he's been training an American top team. I kind of trust that his gas might hold up. But, I mean, Dawson is kind of known for 2 good rounds of cardio and then the 3rd round kind of slowing down. Also, he's kind of a punching bag standing. Ismagulov, I mean, I could literally see Ismagulov just jabbing him to death.
Correct.
But I don't know, man. I just got a weird feeling Dawson. I think Dawson's the side here. I don't know. And I like Ismagulov a lot.
Yeah.
But it's
what's also scaring us off of Ismagulov is the retirement talk. And the thing is, the UFC, he's already kind of talked about fighting for outside organizations, so he's getting that UFC special where he's getting like the worst possible stylistic matchup, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I don't like the UFC brass probably expects Grant Dawson to win this fight, and they expect him to win this fight because he stylistically matches up really well with Ismagulov, but Ismagulov is a beast.
Yeah, he's
like
good.
That, like he beat Guram, who I think very highly of. I thought he did win that fight. I also think he's vastly overlooked in this division, in this 55 division. He is a killer. He's a killer. So could I look stupid? Sure, but I'm probably gonna wait till one of these boys falls into plus money, and I'm probably gonna take it from there. That's the honest truth. Especially Grant Dawson, he's close to the plus money. If he goes into plus money, I'm taking him. I think he just knows how to scramble and get your back. And the thing is, once he gets your back, the route is over.
Yeah, he'll just hold he'll literally hold your back until he can get the sub. If not, I mean, it's hard to break that guy's
yeah.
What do you call that?
His body lock, his body triangle.
Lock. Yeah, the body triangle.
Thing is, he's
really good at that.
When you're betting guys, you have to look at who's the better minute winner.
Yeah.
And he is the better minute winner. He controls where the fight goes most of the time. I think it's like there's some like wild statistic. I think it's like 60% of the time he's in control positions in fights. That's absurd. Which means that for 2 of the 3 rounds, he's going to be in control positions.
I would feel a little different if Ismagulov I knew had some stank on his punches, but like
yeah, he's not. I don't know if he's going to get his respect.
He's not really a finisher, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Like, I don't think he's got enough power to like hold Grant Dawson off.
Yep.
Because Grant Dawson, he'll just charge him like a zombie and fight for any kind of body part he can grab. Pause.
Yeah, once he gets a single, it's a wrap. Like yeah. We've seen this guy hold on to ankles,
to toes,
and still get the guy down after the guy is fully out of the good. You know, he's relentless with his takedowns. And for me, it's like I understand Demir is like I believe in Grant Dawson's game planning. The only thing that scares me off this fight for him is that this is probably going to be his first fight without James Krause. That alarms me a little bit, but you want the real? He's a guy that doesn't even listen to James Krause because the last fight, James Krause told him to go punch this guy and knock him out, and he still grappled him anyway and then stopped him on the floor.
Yeah.
So this guy knows what he's good at, and he fights to his strengths. And his striking is awkward enough to get in and grab a body part. That's what's really impressive about him. So I like Grant here. I like Grant as the lead. I hate it because I love Demir. I don't like picking against him, but I gotta go lean Grant.
I mean, and who knows? Maybe, I mean, Ismagulov just shows that maybe Sarukian, you know, his grappling is for some reason better than Dawson's, and maybe he because I can see Ismagulov more worried about like Sarukian striking,
Correct.
which kind of leads to Sarukian getting the easier takedowns.
Correct.
I don't think he's got to worry about Grant Dawson's striking here, even though Grant Dawson's striking has been improving slightly.
He's very awkward.
Still like a little rudimentary because he kind of like he don't throw in combo. He kind of like picks his shots. He goes high low, but he's kind of like a hit you here.
Yeah.
Hit you here.
Well, it's just like how you guys used to say, you and our other brother used to say how I used to strafe in Gears of War. It was very awkward. You know what I'm saying? So like when I used to strafe, I used to like fuck with them because they thought I moved like a bot, but not really like a bot. Yeah. Like that's how Grant Dawson fights.
Yeah,
he's awkward.
A little awkward, yeah, for sure. And I think he's got underrated power. I mean, he's a big dude. I think he's got a little more pop than Ismagulov, if you ask me.
And that's why, and the thing is, with him, it's his chin. But the problem is, I don't think Ismagulov has pop like that, like to knock him down like that. He might.
And I mean, Grant Dawson has been knocked down.
Yeah,
like,
almost taken out.
You can clap him. I just don't know if Ismagulov's got that kind of like
pop.
I mean, he's got the accuracy. He's got the He's got the technique, like clean technique that will probably put you on your ass. I don't think he's got the power though.
Yeah,
well, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. This fight. Listen, I'm picking Grant Dawson,
it's a great fight.
And I'm completely prepared to look like a dumbass.
This co-main event, we have more to say about this co-main event than we're gonna have to say about the main event, which is crazy. This is the most fascinating fight in the card, in my opinion. Grant and Demir.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And again,
I like the overs here too, by the way, for sure.
Yes.
The overs for sure hit.
I think fight starts round 3 is probably sick.
Nice.
And because after that, it's kind of like
Who knows?
I could see a decision. I could see a sub on the Grant Dawson side.
Or Demir stopping him with punches.
Yeah, because he's just tired.
Tired.
You know?
Crazy. So
Fight starts round 3. Maybe fight finishes round 3. That'd be kind of nice. Like
that'd be nice.
around there.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're at the main event, and we have Sean Strickland going one-on-one with Abus Magomedov in the middleweight division. Sean Strickland, 26-5, won his last fight, 3-2 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Riverside, California, 32 years old, going against Abus Magomedov, 25-4-1, 3-fight win streak, 4-1 out of his last 5. Fighting out of Germany, hailing from Germany, 32 years old. This is a fight where I kind of was on the Sean Strickland side originally. I still might be. But if Abus wrestles here, I don't know, man. This fight is this main event is fucking weird.
It's a good fight. Because there's so many things that can happen.
Fight because it's hard to kind of like.
Abus got jetpacked, by the way. Like he fought
jetpacked.
Yeah, because
What does that mean?
he got jetpacked to the top. Because
okay, I see. What
like
you mean.
who did he beat before this? You know? I can't even, that guy's not even in the UFC anymore.
I think it's just the way he beat him. You know,
he killed him.
The up kick to the overhand right, and just like my man, he landed 4 strikes. All 4 of those strikes put that man to sleep.
Put him out.
He tucked him in.
Tucked him in bad.
He said, "Night night, baby."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and like a lot of Abus's most impressive stuff was in the PFL, and that was in 2018.
Yeah. He's fought competent fighters.
Yeah.
This fight is wild because it's like, in my opinion, Abus can knock him out. He can definitely knock him out. But does he have enough savvy to deal with Sean if he can't get him out of there?
Yeah. It's one of those fights where I think Abus has got the edge early.
Yeah.
But if it goes late, this is Sean Strickland.
All
You know
day.
Sean Strickland's got the output.
He gets better.
He's got the cardio.
He gets better.
Yeah. It's scary. This is a scary fight to bet. This is a scary fight to cap. This is a scary fight to kind of predict.
Even the overs, I don't know, because Abus could knock him out. Like, there's no question.
I just think the key is whether Abus
decides to wrestle
him, to be honest, and whether his cardio can hold up, because Abus,
questionable.
a little questionable cardio. Just to say the least. I don't know.
Questionable chin too.
Yeah.
Well, my man put the guns down. You know, put him in the shadow realm. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that guy can knock anybody out. So let me not say questionable chin, but you know.
Yeah, Sean Strickland. If Sean Strickland's gonna get you out, it's gonna be with volume. I don't think Sean Strickland's gonna knock nobody out.
He hasn't stopped anyone
unless he hits him with a head kick or something. I'm saying, but
this fight's scary to bet.
Yeah,
it's very scary to bet.
I agree,
and that's why I don't have a ton to say about it, because it's like there's not really a way to bet it that I feel comfortable.
I feel like Strickland. This feels like a trap fight. I feel like Strickland is the side.
Strickland's my lean.
This might be one of these things where I might bet a boost, because I think he's got more tools. It just depends on whether he wants to whip him out. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Plus, how does he fight? And the thing is, he's already been in 5-round main events. He just stops dudes.
Yeah.
He's a killer. He's a killer.
Yeah. He's definitely got the power edge. I mean, they're both the same age.
Crazy.
It looks like, I would like to see how they look face to face. It looks like he's got the 2-inch height and 2-inch.
He's bigger than him
as well.
Yep, he can definitely knock Strickland out, man. There's no doubt in my mind he can knock Strickland out.
It's interesting.
Thing is, Strickland can grapple. People forget about that. But you want the real. His wrestling is not great. It's okay.
Yeah. But I mean, the fight that I always keep going back to, at least for Magomedov, is the one where he fought Sadakai. You said that guy's name?
Sadakai.
Sadabai or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to disrespect that guy, but he's a good fighter in the PFL right now.
And
starting to come into his own. That round 1 where the striking was kind of like,
Yep. It was even. And then he wrestled him.
And the way he took him down in that round 2, I was like, okay, I could see.
He's got some good technique.
Yeah. It's
the way he turns the corner on his, he does everything good.
Grappling in his back pocket, you know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Yeah, he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter. This fight's scary.
It smells like a trap fight.
It smells like a trap
fight. It smells like they want you to bet Strickland.
Yeah, here, take my money.
So I might do the
dog
reverse Uno and put some money on a boost.
Yeah, it might just be a dog or pass.
Yeah.
Like that's simple as that, you know? So, but I agree with you with the trap. This fight's scary as hell to bet on.
Sean Strickland could win.
No question. But Abus can definitely knock him out.
Yeah.
and or stop him with the grappling too. So it's
Like I said, I feel like he's got more tools. It just depends if he wants to whip him out. Pause.
Abus could also grind this out to a decision too.
He
like
could?
that can happen.
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm saying. This fight's almost unbettable. Like fight to start round 2. It's probably juiced.
Fight to start round 3. Maybe.
Let me see.
Over 1.5, over 2.5. What are the numbers we got here?
Fight to start round 3 is minus 300.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, so they expect us to go deep.
Yeah, I mean, because of Strickland.
I guess, yeah.
So, but yeah, that's all I got to say about that main
I
event.
think it's Strickland plus the wrestling on the Abus side.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think Abus is going to win.
I don't know.
I got a weird feeling.
There's a great fight. It's a great fight because I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure you agree, but that's as far as I go. I don't know if this fight's getting my money, guys. This main event is fucking terrifying to bet on.
I think this card is going to be underrated.
I agree.
I think there's definitely going to be some surprises. I'm definitely going to be wrong on some sides. I feel like this feels like a trap card.
I agree, and I'll be real with you guys. You're gonna hit the snooze button on some of those first couple of fights because are you gonna sit around for them? I don't know. I will because I'm a hardcore, but for the casuals, I don't know. Not a fan. So that's about all, right?
Yeah, I think that's about it.
So you guys already know. Episode 19 in the books. The routine, typical routine. Nothing new. Follow, like, subscribe, comment, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Everybody on YouTube, please hit that notification bell to stay up to date when we upload these videos. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe.
And for all of our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast. Guys, we hit 60 subscribers. We want more. It really helps us a lot. Love you guys. Let's keep it up. Let's keep this train going. Episode 19 in the books. Holla at your boy.